Hi everyone, welcome to the Heather and Hannah show. I'm going to change my view here so we can see both Hannah and I. This is exciting because we're doing a video. Usually we do our episodes in audio. So Hannah's with me. Hannah, you want to say hello?
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, so we're really happy. This is going to be probably episode like 40 something, but like the 10th episode that we actually release. So it's really exciting. And I just shared this with Hannah before we just came on that I want to talk a little bit about positive self-talk. And like this is this incredible time right now that is really trying and it's challenging. And like most of us in our lives, this will be the most challenging thing we ever face in our lives. And it's how we relate to it is what the deciding factor is, and how much stress we experience, how much suffering we experience, and not only how we relate to it or how we are with it or how we relate to the issue is the issues, a lot of people say, but how we treat ourselves inside our own selves, our inner voice. Are we going to give the megaphone to the inner critic, which is going to cause a lot of pain and suffering? Or are we going to choose to give more of a voice to the positive self-talk, the inner cheerleader? And that's a choice that we have. So I wanted to just bring up that topic and take everybody through kind of a guided inner process of connecting with your own inner cheerleader and giving more of a voice to that part. And we've done this with educators. I know Hannah likes this one because she has shared that with me, but Hannah, what are your thoughts about doing this today?
No, I definitely think it's a good idea and something good for a lot of people don't do this. They don't think positively to themselves, and it's really good to kind of hear that voice sometimes because it can really help you out. So I definitely think it's a good idea.
Nice. So this process is directed specifically towards educators, but it will work if you have a young person in your life and you can just substitute that young person for when I talk about a student. So this really relates to, it's geared towards educators, but everybody can use to give a little bit more of a voice to their inner cheerleader.
Mhm.
So, all right, let's go ahead and we'll do it. So for
Sounds
those of
good.
you who are doing this online, it would be great if you have a pen and a paper, because at the end you're going to take a minute and you're going to write what came forward for you while doing this process. So take a second, pause the video, get yourself set up. You might want to also just tell other people in your life, hey, don't bother me. It's just like a 4 or 5 minute process. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. And okay, so when you're ready, you can go ahead and close your eyes and get comfortable. And just imagine yourself at school in your classroom. And it's one of those days where you feel so connected with your students. And you just know that you're making a difference and that you're doing what you've been called to do in your heart. And just now imagine a particular student that you feel so much love for and caring. A student that just gets right in there into your heart. And that student comes up to you and shares their homework. And you can tell that they're so proud of it. And they worked really hard on it. You take the homework and you look at it, and your heart just fills up with so much caring for this student. And you look up and you tell them how amazing they are and how proud you are of them. And you want to share some positive words and just go ahead and share with them in your own imagination what comes to mind for you with that student from a place of your heart, from that place of encouragement and prizing. It doesn't matter how well they did the homework. You just have this unconditional positive regard for this kid. And you take a minute just now to go ahead and do that. And as you're sharing those words, you see this young person receiving your accolades, and they seem to stand up a little bit stronger in themselves, a little more confident as they take in your words of encouragement, appreciation, and caring. And a big smile comes across their face. You feel a connection with them. You give them back their homework, and they turn back to go to their desk. And as you do that, you reflect on the last few months and all that you've done to take care of yourself during COVID, all the times that you've reached out to help students or people in your life, every moment of kindness, every moment of self-care, and the time that you've put into just taking care of yourself, all the energy that you've put into that. And you maintain that same sense of caring and love that you had for the student, and you direct it towards yourself. And you recognize that this part of you is your own inner cheerleader, your own inner wisdom, your positive voice of encouragement, and that part that's always for you, always loves you unconditionally, just like that part that encouraged the student. This is a part of you that cares deeply about you. The voice that tells you to get up and do that exercise routine and that you can do it. The part of you that encourages you to eat healthier. That part of you that just in an unconditional way just keeps telling you you can do it. That part that lifts you. And for some people, it's easy to turn that same love and encouragement towards ourselves. And for some, it's a lot easier to give it to students or others in our lives. And it can be hard to give it to ourselves. No matter what the case, just allow yourself to hear the words of your own inner wisdom, your inner cheerleader. And just take a moment to listen to those words. The words of your own heart encouraging you. Really listen to what this part has to tell you about how you're doing. And all the care you've put into yourself and towards others during COVID. And I'm just going to pause here for about 30 seconds. And when you have a connection with that voice, you can go ahead and open your eyes and write down those words of encouragement and love from your inner wisdom, your inner cheerleader, in that place of your own self-compassion. And we'll just take a few moments to do this part. And you can go ahead and pause the video to complete that if you need more time. Okay, Hannah, if you want to just open your eyes if you're ready and stretch. And I want to hear how that was for you. I know we've done it a couple times, and I want to take a minute when I've done that to share the voice of my inner wisdom, my inner cheerleader. And I find the more airspace I give inside of me, just little by little, more to the inner cheerleader versus the inner critic, it can make all the difference. So when I've had a really hard day and there's just a part of me that's like, it's okay, we got this. It just makes all the difference versus when there's the inner critic, you should have done this, you could have done this better, yada, yada, yada. It's just like, let me hear from my inner cheerleader right now. I need a little bit of love. So I'll share when I did this. This is the voice of my inner wisdom in that moment. I'm so proud of you. I know it's been tough going lately, but you keep going and committing to your goals and dreams. You're doing great. Remember to slow down and take deep breaths and put your self-care first. You deserve it. And things just go more smoothly when we're taking great care of us. I love you. It just makes me smile when I read that. Do you want to share yours? Are you open to that?
Yeah. First, I just kind of want to say, like, this exercise isn't just for educators. It works for kind of anyone. Instead of a student, picture my younger sister giving me like a drawing she did. So anything you can kind of relate to, it works well for. And then mine was just like, life's crazy right now. I'm a type of person who likes to have a schedule and knows everything going on. But it was kind of like, everything will fit into place soon. Just keep going. It seems like a lot right now, but like it'll all work its way out. So that's kind of what I was hearing. More like encouragement that it'll be fine and I don't need to worry about it right now. So that was nice.
Nice. What was the feeling tone of that voice?
Just calm, level
Nice.
headed.
Nice. And I like what you said, like we do have, happy place is a similar exercise that educators can do with students or anybody can do with anybody, but getting in touch with your inner wisdom, your inner cheerleader. And in that activity, you create an inner, I used to call it wisdom room until all the students were like, no, it's called happy place. So I changed it so they, create their own happy place, and in that place, in their imagination, they meet their inner wisdom. So thanks for reminding me of that, Hannah.
Yeah, of course.
All right, well, I, for those of you who listen to and do this, I'd love to hear, your experience. If you want to reach out, you can reach out to me at Heather at Courageous Hearts, and it's plural, like my beating heart, but plural, .org. And Hannah, do you want to say anything before we sign off?
No, I'm good. Just thank you for doing this exercise and I hope it helped you out.
Thanks. All right, everyone. Have a good day.